back to our household. This is the income, this is the spending, this is the production, isn't it? So kat mana-mana dia sama. Sama lah juga. Bila income keluar kepada government, dia masuk balik kat sini spending juga. Okay, income pun government dapat. This is income government. Income household, income government. Ada semua kan? So kita tengok apa bentuk yang dia masuk dekat certain. So when you take a look at the expenditure, you can have also income method, yes also the production method. Semuanya sama, equal. So mana-mana lah you nak kira. Okay? Which one is better for you regardless, okay? Okay, let's go for the first one. Spending method. Any question before I proceed?
No, madam.
No, then let's proceed. Inilah new one. Okay, let's talk about the expenditure method. Okay, so again, when we talk about spending method, you have to recall our circular flow. Okay, we have how many sectors? 4 sectors, isn't it? Let's say the first sector, we have a household sector. Then we have business sector, we have government sector, then we have foreign sector. What do we call the purchases by the household? Spending, purchase. Kita panggil siapa kelas? This is household. This is a product market. Apa bila household beli daripada product market? Kita panggil?
Spend.
Spend. Kita tak panggil spend. Kita panggil consumption. Okay, C. Stand for C. Betul spend. Tapi kita panggil consumption. Okay. Business sector. Kalau dia membeli, we call it, dia dapat duit, dia beli. Dia panggil investment. Okay. We denote with I. Government. Dia dapat duit, dia beli. Kita panggil apa? Government purchasing. Okay, so government purchasing, we name it as only G. And then for the foreign sector, we talk about the net. Net, foreign sector kita ada 2. Import, foreign sector, and then we have export, isn't it? So the net of this, we call it net export. Net export is export minus import. Okay. So this one adalah net export. You ambil net terus. Tambah tolak terus. So this one we denote as what? Net export. Okay. Net export. So how to calculate the GDP? GDP is equal to, this is expenditure method, okay class, C plus I plus G plus net export. Kita cara kira. Okay. C plus I plus G plus net export. Okay. So you can take a look at page 150 sebelum last paragraph. Thus, by using the expenditure approach, GDP is obtained mathematically as GDP equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, net export. Are you with me, class? Okay? There. So, how do we calculate C? See, we know that spending by the household. Apa dia spend on? Dia spend on page 149. Okay, let's go one by one. Kenapa aku buka malam? 149. On what? For consumer durable, non-durable services. Okay? Kita ada consumer goods lah. Dia consumer durable goods. Apa-apa yang dia beli. Or non-durable good. Or services. Semua ni akan masuk under C. As long as purchased by the household. Durable, for example, durable meaning to say last longer, isn't it? Table, chair, furniture, electrical appliances, houses, apa-apa yang household beli, isn't it? And then we talk about non-durable. It is perishable, senang rosak. Vegetables, fruits. Okay? Semua bahan yang mudah rosak. Ada expiry date. Itulah non-durable, ada expired. Beli roti, tu non-durable lah. 2-3 hari dia dah rosak. Madam, macam mana? Kangkung tak ada pula. Kangkung non-durable, tak ada expiry date. Letih nak letak dekat kangkung, okay? Understood lah, veggie tu kita tak letak. Tapi benda-benda yang macam roti, macam apa lagi, gandum, macam gula, semua tu ada expiry date, isn't it? Tapi kalau gula tu lama lah sikit. Okay, gandum pun lama lah. Okay, tapi tak tahan juga lah. Okay, last kali services. Apa yang household buat, laundry household buat, haircut household buat, seeking for the advice, the consultation to the lawyers, medical treatment, benda ni akan masuk under C. Okay, class. Go for the next. Investment. Apa bentuk yang investment masuk bawah I? Bentuk purchase by the business here. Okay. Page 149, second last paragraph. Okay. Spending by the business sector on what? On new plants. They bought new plant. They bought new equipment. Okay. Equipment. Kat belakang, kena berhenti kat situ. Pada equipment, and last sekali on business inventory. Business inventory. Okay, new plant understood. Dia nak buat, nak produce apa, dia nak kilang. New equipment, new tools. Okay, nak lah new machineries, isn't it? And then ada juga business inventory. What do you mean by business inventory? What for under business inventory? Biasanya kalau Liza ni tanya raw material, if you want to calculate in GDP, dia masuk dekat mana? Okay, dia masuk dekat investment sebab under business inventory, second last paragraph, second line. Okay, second last paragraph, second line. Inventory is defined as stock of unsold good. Unsold good ni dia dah finish tapi tak terjual. You have to differentiate between semi-finish. Yang ni unsold good ni dah finish. Yang ni semi-finish. And lastly we have raw material, isn't it? Inventory is defined as stock of unsold good, raw material, semi-finish, and many others actually. Are you with me? Okay, semua tu masuk ada business inventory. Any question, class? Okay, investment ni ada dua type of investment, class. Gross domestic private investment and then net domestic private investment. What will be calculated under GDP? Gross or net? Gross or net? We will calculate only gross ke net? Gross. Okay, kita akan masukkan gross. What is the difference between gross and net? Apa beza?
Net ditolak depreciation.
Net investment equal to the gross investment minus depreciation. Net is without depreciation. Page 150. Net, nama dah net. Tak ada depreciation. But, sorry. When we talk about gross, it is with depreciation. So, gross investment is actually net investment plus depreciation. So we will calculate gross. So in exam, if they give you net investment, so when you want to calculate GDP, you have to plus depreciation. So what do we mean by depreciation? Accounting takkan tak ingat. Depreciate. What do you mean by depreciation? Decrease of value of the property, okay, asset, whatnot, okay. Page 150, second paragraph, isn't it? Depreciation is the amount of capital stock used up, worn out. when you use it. Okay, dia macam wear and tear, isn't it, of the good. Okay, blah 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 blah, you baca lah. Okay, so we have a depreciation. Depreciation ada banyak nama. Siapa boleh tahu? Capital consumption allowance. Jumpa tak? Bawah replacement investment last kali. Also known as depreciation or capital consumption allowance, sama juga dengan replacement investment. Benda ni tiga ni adalah sama. Boleh. Kadang-kadang you guna replacement investment. Replacement investment ni macam ni. Let's say you ada mesin besar. Mesin ni untuk buat kasut misalnya. Besar sangat mesin ni. Gedabak, gedebung macam tu lah misalnya. You masukkan raw material kat sini, dah keluarlah kasut you kat sini. Okay. High heel lagi. Ada tak pandai media nak lukis. Okay, high heel. Okay, keluar high heel kat sini. So if one part, let's say the cooler fan kat sini rosak misalnya, adakah kita akan beli mesin baru? Mesin ni harga RM500,000. Adakah kita akan beli yang baru? No, isn't it? We will just replace the broken part. So the replacing of the broken part is called replacement investment. It falls under depreciation tadi tu. Are you with me, class? Boleh? Okay? Tu je. Any questions for investment? Kalau tak ada, mana proceed? Tak ada? Tak ada. So let's go for the government. Any purchase made by the government. Government get the income from taxes and then they spend on public facilities, isn't it? The budget of the federal, state, local government. So we know the government have two types. We have federal government, we have local government, we have state government. Okay, anything spent on the public goods by them fall under government expenditure. Okay, boleh. Itu je. Anything. Banyakkannya on public utilities. Okay, public goods and purchase of goods and services kat dalam product market. Okay, so jadi tak panjang mana. So transfer payment tak masuk sebab dia tak ada productions of goods and services. Boleh? Kita tak ada pengeluaran. Transfer payment adalah bagi duit. Malam government bagi berapa? Kat orang bujang. Berapa government bagi? 100 setengah? Are you sure? 1,000, are you sure? Aduh, budak-budak ni. Siapa tahu kamu bagi berapa semalam? Tak apalah. Ke orang bujang. Dah medan bukan orang bujang, medan tak nak kira lah, kira sendiri. Okay? Ada kamu bagi dekat orang bujang, okay? Tak tahulah, rasa yang umur dia ada bagi umur ke tak? Ada bagi umur tak? Ada bagi umur tak? Orang bujang semalam. Orang bujang ni jenis, okay? Tak apalah. Okay, next we go for the net export. Net export tak ada apalah. Kalau dia bagi jumlah export, you bagi jumlah import. You tak boleh masuk dua-dua, you just have to minus these two. Make sure it is nets. Okay, nets. Are you with me, class? So, again, to find the GDP, you just have to add them everything, okay? You know that expenditure method, GDP is equal to C plus I plus G plus net export. Boleh? Senang saja, okay? Boleh? Okay. Sometimes from GDP, you have to calculate GNP. Okay. Biasanya kat dalam calculation kita tak buat macam ni. Kita buat top bottom, okay? Top bottom, it's not left to right. Okay, consumption 4KC plus I plus G plus X. So this total will give you GDP of let's say 3 trillion. I don't know. Maybe, okay. So ni 4K ni 10K. Tak kisahlah berapa-berapa, okay. 3 trillion. So from GDP, gross domestic product, you have to calculate, you have to find, apa tak betul tangan madam. Aduh, kenapa ni? You have to calculate. Aduh. Okay. G and P. So what is the difference between GDP and G and P? Siapa tahu? GDP as against to G and P. Beza di tengah ni jadi gross domestic product, gross national product. So what is the difference between these two? As I said earlier, please class, you take note, okay, jot down something here, okay. You may read the book but takut tak faham, okay. So what we mean by domestic is that whatsoever produced inside the country, inside Malaysia, regardless by whom, by Korean, by American, or by Britain, let's say, or by French. Tak kisah, as long as it is produced in Malaysia, it will be in our GDP. Are you with me, class? But for GNP, to calculate this, it means that whatsoever produced by Malaysian, regardless whether they are Malaysian in UK, Malaysian in Korea, Malaysian in America, regardless. But if they produce this good, then it fall under GNP. Siapa tak faham? Ya? Macam ni lah, macam ni lah. Haris ke Haris? Haris. Okay, macam ni lah. Owned by Korean in Malaysia. Dia masuk kat mana? GDP Amerika. Tapi bila nak kira GNP, duit tu datang balik kat Malaysia sebab bilang tu ni. Dia pergi balik Korea tadi. Nampak? Nanti dia akan pergi Korea balik. Nanti bila kira. Okay? So, persoalan warna waktu tak terjawab lagi. Tapi you boleh tengok keadaan di sini. Okay, so to calculate GNP from GDP, you have to make adjustment for what? For what? Net property income from abroad. Page 151, first paragraph. You have the formula. Net property income from abroad is the inflow minus the outflow. Okay, you calculate, let's say we talk about Malaysia, jangan US UK, you talk about Malaysia. So, whatsoever produced in our country by foreigners, it will be our inflow ke outflow? This is produced in Malaysia by Korean, produced in Malaysia by American, yes, American, this is UK, by Britain, by French. So this is outflow ke inflow, class? Duit masuk ke duit keluar? Masuk ke mana? Bilang to Korean. Dia akan pergi negara dia balik. This is outflow. This is inflow. Duit masuk. Orang Malaysia dekat Korea, dia buka company. So, duit tu akan datang Malaysia balik. Are you with me, class? akan datang ke Malaysia. So bila duit masuk Malaysia dipanggil inflow. Okay, whereby Korean company Hyundai, let's say. Hyundai. Okay? Dia ada kereta kat sini kan? Kilang kereta. So, when the Hyundai got the profit, the money will go back to Korea. We will not get the money. So, bila duit ni pergi ke Korea balik, duit ni pergi ke US balik, duit ni pergi ke French balik, France. Aku tertukar French dengan France. French orang kan? France negara. Okay. So, bila duit keluar, outflow. Bila duit masuk, inflow. So, to calculate GNP, it is inflow minus outflow. Are you with me, class? The total of that will give us GNP. Any questions? Harris, boleh faham ke? Kat mana awak tak faham ke? Kenapa outflow, kenapa inflow? Okay, let's say Harris, you buka company dekat UK. You buka company apa? Let's say lah, buka apa? Nak buka apa company dekat UK? Macam mana Harris? Give me one. Kedai makan, okay. You nak buka a restaurant dekat UK. So, when you close your account at the end of that year, let's say you tukar habis cost, profit, semua you kira semua. So that profit, you nak buat ke mana? For sure, you will take it back to Malaysia. Okay? So that profit will come back to Malaysia. You akan guna dekat Malaysia sebab you duduk dekat sana. You bukan national kat sana. Nationality, citizenship you Malaysian. Okay, so duit tu akan datang balik Malaysia. So bila datang balik kat Malaysia, that's why panggil inflow. Duit masuk ke Malaysia balik. That is the product by our nationality. Gitu Malaysia kata. Lepas tu apa yang awak dapat dekat UK akan masuk GNP by Malaysian outside the country. Boleh?
Kalau madam,
Ya. Yeah.
kalau dia permanent resident kat situ tapi dia Malaysian.
Permanent dia PR. PR, okay, sekarang ni dia citizenship kat sini. Okay, are you with me? So dia tu Malaysian ke UK? Oh, Britain ke Malaysian?
Oh, kalau dia permanent dia Britain lah kan?
Kalau Britain masuk Britain, tak masuk Malaysia dah lah. So dia bukan Malaysian lah, kenapa nak kira? Dia Britain. Sekarang we are talking about Malaysians. Citizenship dia ada IC Malaysia. That kind of. Boleh? Kita kena differentiate dua benda ni. Walaupun dia orang Malaysia, dia dah tukar citizenship. Bukan Malaysia dah lah, dia dah tukar. Can we have two citizenship class?
Yes.
Yes. Kenapa boleh ada dua?
Sebab
Dia kena pilih salah satu. Dia tak boleh ada dua citizenship. Sebelum 18 mungkin dia ikut ayah. Tapi once dia lepas 18, dia boleh pilih mana satu. Nak mak ke nak ayah. Tapi ada satu juga sayang, dia tak boleh ada dua. I have a friend, Singaporean. Mak Singaporean, ayah Malaysians. So, dia duduk kat Malaysia lah, bukan duduk lah, macam duduk Singapore. Okay, duduk Singapore. Tapi dia follow ayah. Sebab dia kadang-kadang datang JB. So, mana satu dia ada? Dia ada IC. Sebab tu dia adalah Malaysians. Dia kata after 18 dia akan tukar citizenship menjadi Singaporean. Sebab boleh. Sebab dua-dua negara ada parents. But bawah age dia follow ayah. Are you with me, class?
faham madam.
Okay, sebab tu ada orang Indonesia, macam Indonesia tu lelaki, dia kahwin dengan Malaysians. dapat anak dekat Malaysia. So anak tu sepatutnya dikira bawah ayah. Ikut ayah. Okay? Are you with me? Tapi Malaysia ni dia lain sikit. Once you kahwin dengan orang Malaysia, you dapat citizenship Malaysia. Boleh? Dia tak kira mak ke ayah. Tapi bawah lepas 18, dia boleh pilih. Boleh kelas? Sebab tu siapa-siapa yang diperanakkan di Malaysia dapat status warga negara. Boleh? Salah satulah kalau both parents are not Malaysian, dia tak dapat status. Salah satu dapat status. Boleh? Any more questions? Ada siapa-siapa kat sini lahir di UK atau US? Biasa mak ayah yang pergi study buat PhD lah. Ada? Do we have? Tak ada. Okay. So bila dia study dekat UK, dekat US, dia dapat citizenship Malaysia juga. Okay, sebab dia follow parents. Both of you are Malaysian, the parents kan. So dia akan dapat IC dia apa 11 ke? Apa kat tengah? Ke 21? Dia dah lupa. Okay, dia punya code tu. Understood? Lahir dekat luar negara. Okay, are you with me? Tapi itulah, certain negara dia lepas 18 dia akan buka whether or not you want to apply that country's citizenship. Dah lagi orang nak masuk. Siapa? Amira. Assalamualaikum Amira. Kenapa lambat sangat ni? Orang lockdown awak pergi ke mana? Okay, are we done? So right now I'm teaching you 152 punya table. It's not table. Figure. Okay, 152 punya figure. So kita dah ada the first sheet 1, GDP. Okay, for your information, GDP here is at market price. Lepas tu kita nak cari GNP also at market price. Tak kisah, sama. Right now, from GNP market price, kita nak calculate GNP at factor cost. So what is the difference between market price and factor cost? Apa beza? Tak ada siapa tahu? Apa beza market price dengan factor cost? Okay. Betul lah tu plus minus. Tapi kita go for the layman's word. I'm not faham kat sini. Okay, let's say I'm a producer. I produce this pen. The cost for me to produce this pen is, let's say, 4 ringgit. And I sell it at 6 ringgit. Because government tax me, I have to pay that, I have to pay this, isn't it? Tax by government semua kan? Okay. So kita pun naikkan profit kita whatsoever lah. Okay. So the market price is the 6 ringgit. The factor cost is at 4 ringgit. So kita nak tahu dekat factor cost tadi. Bila kita buang all these taxes and subsidies by the government. Are you with me class? Okay, is that clear? Okay, let's go back to this one. Okay, so for you to calculate GNP at factor cost, adjustment is that you have to minus what? Minus indirect business tax. You have to plus subsidies. Subsidy. Subsidies ke CD? Apalah, subsidies. Okay, you have to plus subsidy. Nak dapatkan factor cost. Yang asal tadi, you jual mahal. So you kena tolak semua taxes semua you bayar kat government semua whatsoever. Okay class? Okay, so what do you mean by IBT? Page 153. 153, sorry. Page 151, IBT, indirect business tax. Why we call it indirect, class? Kenapa senyap? Indirect business tax. Idris, why you call it indirect business tax? Kenapa? Why should we panggil direct ke? Kenapa panggil indirect? Sebab kalau direct tadi dah masuk kat dalam cost. Are you with me? Indirect tadi, dia tak masuk dekat cost, dia masuk dekat price. Okay. IBT. You baca. Okay. Layman's word. Okay. Plain words. Indirect business tax is that tax imposed by government on producer. Yet the producer don't want to have what we call it, bear the burden, and then they shift the tax to consumer. That's why they increase the price of the product. Are you with me? So cost untuk buat pen tu misalan lah tanpa profit tadi. Cost untuk buat pen tu let's say RM4. And then itu tolak salary, tolak semua-semua lah. Semua okay. After that, government impose tax RM2. Okay. So that RM2 akan jadi cost kepada producer. Extra cost. Isn't it? So dia kata dia tak nak bear the burden. So consumer yang akan bayar that RM2. That's why indirect. The direct one dah masuk dah ke dalam government, dalam cost tadi. Tapi indirect, it is on producer shifted to the consumer. Are you with me, class? In terms of the higher prices. Boleh ke? Okay, what are, yes. IBT lah. Tak, bayar semua. Consumer bayar semua. Sebab you bayar RM2.16. You tanya tak dalam tu ada berapa sen tax? You tak tanya dah. Dia ada tulis tak? Harga pen RM2.16 government tax. Ada tulis tak? Tak ada sebab benda tu indirect tax. Yang direct tax tu lain. Okay, dia masuk dengan cost dah awal-awal lagi. Okay, kita kepada apa dia? Apa tax? Corporate tax. Okay, masa tu dah masuk dalam cost. Sekarang ni bukan masuk dekat cost. Sebab dia tak nak bear the burden, tak nak kurang dia punya profit, dia masuk dekat price. Higher prices. Sales tax. Tax imposed on the goods already included in the price tag of the good. So you do not realize the existence of the tax. Okay, RM6 you beli pen, you tak tahu RM2 tu tax. You yang kena buat, you bayar tax sebab you nak guna pen. That is sales tax ataupun SST. Sales of SST. Apa SST stand for? Okay, on sales, upon sales. Okay, excise tax. Also juga, why excise tax is imposed? To discourage consumption. Excise tax is imposed on goods like alcohol, like cigarettes, like gasoline. Government don't want people to smoke, isn't it? So they put excise tax on cigarette. Harris, berapa harga Marlboro sekarang? Saja nak tahu. Tak tahu Belas-belas 12, 11. Plus minus RM17. Tahu tak zaman-zaman medium dulu benda ni berapa? Marlboro. RM RM7 je. Every year akan ada allocation masa budget announced by the government, excise tax on tobacco. Dia akan naik 5%, dia akan naik RM1, dia akan naik 20%. Each year dia akan naik because to discourage consumption. Maybe some of people that think Allah RM17 kotak baik beli ikan siakap. Dapatlah 2 ekor boleh buat sweet sour. Sedap kan makan daripada kotak ni. Kotak Marlboro ni dapat apa? Dapat asap je. So maybe some of you will think about that. Okay, mahal sangat dia tak nak beli. But some of the addict dia tak kisah. Mahal tara mana pun dia akan beli juga. Just to discourage the consumption, we call it excise tax. Okay, tarif. Tarif ni apa dia? Let's say you bought goods or you have to import goods from other country. Okay? Okay, kelas. Okay, siapa tahu harga BM dekat Malaysia? Yang paling yang biasalah apa? BMW 2 series mahal kan? 4 series, 5 series lah yang murah sikit. 1 series mahal. Media minat 1 series. Okay, berapa 400,000? Dekat UK? Dekat UK BMW berapa? Okay, plus minus, okay. Apa ni? Benda sama, model sama, kenapa lain? Sebab the 300k is a tariff. So, producer ni dia ambil daripada UK punya BM, dia nak jual dekat awak sebab dia kena bayar tax tarif ya tadi 300k. So, dia akan sell the product at 400k sebab the 300k is for tariff. You yang bayar semua. Are you with me, class? Is that clear? Last, you have to minus all the IBTs, you have to plus the subsidies. What do you mean by subsidy? Is a government help, government aid to the producer in order to lower their burden. Ataupun government dia tak nak we call it cost of production to increase, dia bagi subsidi kepada producer. So you have to plus subsidy, you have to minus the IBT, it will give you GNP at factor cost. Faham ke? Okay, sebab kita nak kenapa ni? Question says, calculate GDP or calculate NI. Last kali awak akan ada NI, national income. How to calculate the national income? First of all, you have to calculate GDP. How to calculate GDP? C plus I plus G plus net export will give you GDP. From GDP, you have to find GNP market price. From GNP market price, you have to find GNP factor cost. From GNP factor cost, then you can find the national income. But some adjustment needed to be done first. That is, you have to minus depreciation. Another name for national income is net national product. Are you with me, class? Page 152. Net national product sama juga dengan national income. Okay. Sekejap. Sometimes you have to differentiate what is the difference between gross dengan net. Earlier you were given gross investment as against to net investment, isn't it? Net investment is without depreciation, isn't it? Gross is with depreciation. The same thing here. You are given GNP, gross national product. GNP, gross as against to net national product. Nampak tak? Sini net, sini gross. So from gross nak jadi net macam mana? You have to minus depreciation. That's why we minus depreciation. Boleh tak kelas? You kena ingat formula ni. You kena ingat formula sebab kalau dalam exam dia tak bagi net, dia tak bagi gross, dia bagi net investment. Let's say net investment 5K, consumption 10K, net export 2K, government purchase 3K. So what is our GDP class? Depreciation 1K. So what is our GDP? Siapa boleh kira? Siapa kira GDP? Come on. Anyone? Government 3K, net export 2K, net investment 5K, consumption 10K, depreciation 1K. So what is our GDP? Anyone? Anyone?
21K.
Come on. Berapa?
21.
21K. Any other attempt? Jawapan lain? 21K lagi?
$20K.
20K. Any other attempt? Ada lagi? 19 ke? 22 ke? Tak ada? Okay, let's calculate. C we have 10K. I we have, okay, I earlier we talk about gross, isn't it? Sekarang you were given net. So net kepada gross kena tolak ke kena tambah? Net kepada gross. Kena tambah ke kena tolak?
Tolak.
Ha?
Tambah.
Gross kepada net tolak. Net kepada gross tambah. So we have what? 5 plus 1 it give you 6K. Boleh. G3 net 2. So berapa total? 61121. Are you with me class? Boleh ke? Awak salah tadi, awak tolak. Ha? Betul? I tak tahu. Betul ke? 21K? Ada orang yang dapat apa?
Betul, madam.
Betul, boleh? Okay, tu je lah. Anything you want to ask? Okay, boleh. You kena ada arrangement ni sebab sekarang dia kata given GDP 21K, find national income. So you kena carilah yang ni berapa, dia akan bagi. Okay, satu bagi satu. This is the step. Okay, this is the step. Okay, class. First, find GDP, and then you have to find GNP, market price, GNP for the cost. Then it gives you national income. Okay. Any question? Dekat kuliah you akan belajar in detail this one. Okay, this is only on the surface saja. Okay, on the surface. You tak perlu cari satu. Given. Consumption is given 10. Nanti dekat kuliah you kena kirakan consumption berapa. Dia kata dia purchase on durable good 2, purchase on services 7. Now you kena kira total of C, total of I, and then cari GDP. Sekarang kami bagi awak C berapa, kami bagi awak G berapa. Senang je. Kuliah di detail out sikit. Okay. Any questions? Tak ada? Tak ada minat proceed? Tak ada minat proceed. Okay, sekarang kita pergi pada income method. Okay, income method adalah penerimaan. Kita terima duit daripada bentuk mana? Okay, so what are the component for the income method? What page 154? Compensation to employees, rental, net interest, profit, proprietorship, proprietor's income. Okay, that is the thing. So, kalaulah expenditure method kita tengok sector, business sector we call it investment. Household sector spending dia panggil consumption. So in term of national income, kat mana national income class? Kalau you tengok circular flow, factor market, business, household, isn't it? Income kita kat sini, betul tak? Betul tak?
Betul, madam.
Okay, kenapa you dapat income? Sebab you jual factors of productions. Betul? You sell land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Betul tak? So, from the income method, you have to know what are you selling, the factors of production. If you are selling labor, income you apa dia? Compensation to employee. If you are selling land, you dapat apa? Rental. Lagi? Land labor capital. If you are selling a capital, you get what? Interest. And then if you are selling, apa dia last kali? Entrepreneurship, you are getting profits. Betul? Okay, last kali ni penambahan, okay? We have proprietors income. Okay, last kali ya. Ini aja yang beza. Tambahan ni. Okay, class? Boleh? This is income method. So, it depends on what do you sell. Labor, land, capital, entrepreneurships or proprietors. Okay, things that. Okay, let's go one by one. What do you mean by compensation to employees? Page 152. Compensation to employees. Kita ada dua jenis. Apa dia?
Wages and salaries.
Okay, wages or salaries, isn't it? And then satu lagi, kita ada supplement to wages or salary. Wages salary adalah basic payment. Okay, basic payment. Wages or salary are fixed and normally paid at the end of the month. There is a beza wage dengan salary. Okay, wages payment by hourly, daily or weekly basis. Okay, so that is your basic payment. Basic gaji 4,000 lah. Dia datang 4 hari ke, dia datang 10 hari, basic gaji 4,000 untuk salary. Ada orang dapat wages. Okay. So supplement of that. What do you mean by supplement? Additional for that. Gaji asal dia let's say 4,000 saja. Tapi dia dapat monthly dalam 6,000. Kenapa? Sebab 2,000 adalah supplement. The supplement. What are these? EPF, SOCSO, health benefit, incentive payment, claim semua, mileage claim, overtime allowance, lodging. Dapatlah extra duit. Are you with me? So we call it supplement to the wages. Kalau you sell labor or you give labor. Ni basic. You tak pergi outstation, dapat 4K je lah that month. Tapi next month, you kena pergi Kedah. So bila pergi Kedah, you dapat lodging 500. You dapat lodging 500, you dapat makan 100, allowance. Apa lagi? Mileage, claim mileage 1,000. Saya tak tahu. Boleh? So bla 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 bla. Health benefit. You tambahlah semua supplement. Health benefit ni maknanya benefit lah kalau you bekerja dengan company tu. Boleh tak kelas? Okay, this is a supplement. Yeah. Ramai orang dapat allowance. Allowance, housing allowance. Apa lagi allowance? COLA, cost of living allowance. Housing allowance. Ni lain-lain, setiap orang lain. Okay? Housing allowance ada orang dapat 200, ada orang dapat 400. Pola ada orang dapat 200, ada orang dapat 200.5, ada orang dapat 300, ada orang dapat 300.5. Tengok. Kola bandaraya 300.5. Luar sikit, kecil sikit bandar 300. Kecil sikit bandar 200. Kalau daerah-daerah dapat 200. This is cost of living allowance. Housing allowance. Ni grade. Grade you tinggi, you dapatlah 700. 48 ke atas. Grade rendah sikit 44 sampai 41 hingga 44. 400 maybe. I don't know, 200. Grade you 41. So this are allowance. You dapat monthly ni, 700 monthly. Okay, kalau you gaji DG 40, DG grade 48. So this is a supplement. Okay, class supplement, tambahan kepada wages tadi. So if you supply labor, are you with me? Rental income. Land, as I said earlier, land is not necessary the land whatsoever, isn't it? Tapi kat sini rental income dia ada banyak. Rent on property itu nampak sangat. Royalty ni kita tak nampak. Rent on capital good pun kita tak nampak. Imputed rental value on owner occupied houses lagi lah tak nampak. Semua benda tu masuk anda rental. Okay, let's go one by one. Rent on property. You ada rumah 2 biji. Satu you duduk, satu you rent out. That rental tu akan masuk bawah rental. That rent apa masuk bawah rental. Boleh kelas? Ataupun you ada tanah kosong kat depan rumah you. Ada orang tu nak sewa, dia nak buat futsal. Okay. You rent out lah, dapatlah monthly 1,000. That is a rental. Rent on property. Okay, royalty pun masuk bawah rental. Bawah land. Seperti apa? When will you get royalty class? Royalty is paid on what? Copyright. When we talk about copyright, mostly is on books, on music, entertainment, isn't it? Okay, publishing company dapat, dia publish, dia dapatlah royalty. Penulis pun dapat royalty. Okay, class? Nampak? So payment on the royalty also considered bawah rental because this is what? Kenapa kita bayar rental kepada copyright? The use of what? The use of IQ. Okay? Boleh? kita punya IQ, kita punya idea. Okay, kita keluarkan. So dapatlah kita punya royalty. Okay. Sebab tu kalau ciplak kita dapat royalty. Okay. Copy. Rent on capital goods. Okay. You pernah tengok tak crane kelas? Crane yang tinggi tu. Ni crane. Alamak tak cantik crane dia. Ni dia tinggi je sebab nak buat bangunan. Okay. 11 tingkat. Crane ni kalau kita, okay, how many types of contractor that do you know class? Berapa type of contractor? Siapa tahu? Contractor type A, B, C, D, E, F. Betul? Tak ada Z. Apa beza kontraktor type A, type B, type C, type D, type E, type F? Dia punya apa dia beza? Dia punya modal nak start the business. For you to get a license of F contractor, you have to have with you 250k baru boleh dapat license. So meaning this one, berapa? 1 million tak tahu. I don't know. Okay, let's say we go for 1 million or 3 million. Okay, nak dapat kontraktor A. Kontraktor A ni mega project. Nak buat Twin Tower. Dia tak boleh buat orang-orang F. Orang-orang F ni buat teres, rumah teres. Boleh lah. Okay. Buat jalan raya. F lah, yang kecil-kecil. Okay. Kita kepada projek kecil, F, projek besar A. Okay, let's say kita ni tak ada lah mesin-mesin besar ni. Kalau beli ni berjuta-juta, isn't it? Sebab capital dia besar, 3 million. So kalau let's say orang D nak guna crane, dia kena sewa. So nak sewa crane, we talk about rent on capital goods. Boleh? So dia rent daripada A, dapatlah rental. Yeah, rent on capital goods. Imputed rental value on owner occupied house. Macam mana? Dia ada rumah. Allah, tak cantiknya rumah ni dah. Banyak kat belakang. Dia duduk kat rumah ni. Satu rumah ni aja. Apakah value kalau you rent out the house? Rumah awak tu boleh disewa dengan harga berapa? Let's say 2,000. This 2,000 you duduk tau, you tak bayar kat diri you. That's why we call it imputed rental value on owner occupied houses. Yang first tadi rent on property, you tak duduk rumah tu, you ada 2 biji. Ni you duduk, ini you rent. You dapat 1,000. Yang ni masuk bawah, rent on property. Let's say you tak ada rumah ni, you ada sebiji ni aja, you duduk kat rumah ni. That's why we call it for imputed. Dia punya kebolehan rumah tu disewa. Let's say 2K. So 2K is considered as imputed rental value on owner occupied houses. Kita tak rent out. Tapi government akan kira semua ni bila nak kira GDP by using income method. Are you with me class? Faham ke? Next, net interest. Okay, net interest kat sini. Payment by business sector to household for the use of borrowed fund. Less interest payment by the household on the outstanding balance on a credit card. Okay? Ingat tak dulu bila household, this is a financial market, this is a business. Financial market kepada business dia buat loan. Isn't it? Kita save. Isn't it? So bila kita save, kita dapat interest. Business bila dia buat loan, dia bayar interest. This interest, business bayar dekat bank, actually kepada kita terus dapat. Are you with me class? That interest. Kadang-kadang, so kita receive this interest, isn't it? Kita receive. Sometimes kita buat juga credit purchase. Kita guna credit card. Kita kena bayar interest. Bayar dekat bank interest. Kita kena buat payment juga sometimes. Bila kita buat purchase on credit. So this is tolak. So for the interest here, dia tak nampak sangat capital kat sini. Okay, dia tak nampak capital. Sebab capital kat sini dia tak kira sebab dia adalah household. Okay. So dia kira dalam bentuk ni. Dalam bentuk interest kita save, interest kita pay. Are you with me? It's not capital, okay class? It's not capital. Capital tadi dah dia masuk dekat sini. Rent on capital. Dapat interest. Okay class? Boleh? So sini dia ada perubahan sikit. Dia household sebab kita kira household. Household tak ada capital kan? Tapi dapat interest. Daripada mana? Bila dia save. Okay, so interest here adalah net interest. Interest receive minus interest pay. Okay, interest receive minus interest pay. So you receive bila you save. You save, you dapat 10%. Bila you buat purchase on credit, 5%. So you dapatlah 5% of net interest. Boleh class? Lastly, we have profits. Profits bila we talk about the entrepreneurships. Household can be an entrepreneurship, isn't it? Okay. This is a profit on government enterprise as well as corporate profit. Corporate profit tu apa dia maksud corporate profit? Dia ada 3 sub. Ni pening sikit ke? Corporate profit. Corporate profit ada 3 sub. Okay, let's say you have a company. You got a company and then how to get a profit class? We know that profit equal to the total revenue minus total cost, isn't it? You dah dapat revenue, you dah tolak cost, you get your profit. When you get a profit, let's say 100k, where will the profit go to? Inilah corporate profit tadi tu. It will go to dividend. It will go to the corporate income tax. It will go to the undistributed corporate profit. 3 benda profit ni akan dapat, akan pergi. Bila dapat profit, dia bayar kepada dividen. Siapa dividen ni? Dia bayar kat siapa? Dekat stockholder. You are a corporate, isn't it? Corporate meaning to say you have a shareholders, stockholders, isn't it? So you have to pay their dividend. Okay, duit daripada profit ni you bayar dividen kat mereka dulu. Bayar, let's say 80k. And then, daripada duit ni lah you bayar corporate income tax. Tax direct payable to the government. You kena bayar dekat government. Corporate income tax kena bayar. Let's say 10k. And then another 10k. Alamak, kenapa jadi macam tu? Another 10k. It is called undistributed corporate profit. What does it mean? It means that this 10k will be retained in the company for contingency. Duit ni kita simpan dekat company, jangan bayar dividen, bukan untuk bayar tax, simpanan untuk company. Part of the profit retained for reinvestment, for contingency, for reinvestment. Company kita nak reinvest kan, kita guna undistributed corporate profit. Maksudnya kita tak distribute duit tu, profit tu kepada shareholders. Are you with me class? Retain dekat company. Kalau nak invest, invest. Kalau tak nak invest, duduk dekat company tu. Are you with me, class? Okay, as I said earlier, kita boleh jadi apa? Kalau kita ada type of business. Kita boleh jadi corporate, kita boleh jadi sole proprietorship, kita boleh jadi partnership. Di sini, corporate dah, bawa dapat profit ni. If you sole proprietorship or partnership, we call it proprietor's income. You kerja sendiri. You are household kan? You ada business, you kerja sendiri. We call it self-employed. You dapatlah duit punya duit sendiri. Ataupun partnerships. You dapatlah duit tu. Okay, income you. Atau lah sekali kooperatif. Ataupun kooperatif adalah koperasi. You dapat juga you punya income. Fall under proprietor's income. Any question class? Kita dah siap. Boleh? So how to calculate GDP? Sorry. How to calculate the GDP from income method? Okay. How to calculate the GDP from the income method? Okay, income method we know that. What? Compensation to employee plus rental plus net interest plus profit plus proprietor's income will give you national income. Macam mana nak kira GDP? Kalau you still ingat expenditure method, C plus I plus G plus net export will give you GDP. And then you do the adjustment, you find certain thing here, you dapat NI. Ingat tak kelas? Ingat tak? This is GNP at market price, GNP at factor cost. Betul tak? Ingat tak? You dapat NI. So, from NI here, how to get GDP? You gonna reverse of this. Reverse. NI plus depreciation will give you GNP at factor cost. You reverse. Yang kat sini minus. Yang ni minus IBT plus sub. Dia akan jadi plus IBT minus sub will give you GNP at market price. And then a plus minus net property income from abroad will give you GDP. Ni dapatlah GDP. So this is GDP by using income method. Any question, class? Faham ke?
Faham.
So in order for you to understand better income method, you have to understand first consumption or expenditure method. Boleh? Sebab dia go against you. Sebab apa yang you cari income method ni adalah di sini. You start at the back. It's a backward process. Okay? Bila dapat ini, you undurlah ke belakang. Dapatlah GDP. Income method. Boleh? So I think maybe you want to read first before I don't want to go for the production methods. So go back, try to read this thing, and then anything you just ask me next class. Boleh? Digest first the things. And then we discuss next thing. Boleh? Any
Boleh,
questions?
madam.
Any questions? No aja. Okay, please bear in your mind somewhere, maybe I think I'll go for the next week lah. The third progress report. The 2% still tak buat kan? So what I need from you to discuss with me during the progress report is first, you discuss the economic concept. The 3 economic concepts that you are going to relate with the topic that you do. And then you have to make the video you will upload into the YouTube. Discuss that thing. And then the other one, you summarize everything, the topic. First, we are going to go by the introduction, we go for the blah, 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 blah. Tak payah detail. Sebab presentation nanti detail. You just give me the structure, the layout of the topic. Diorang. Boleh kelas? Bila we are done, then you can produce the video. Boleh? Sekarang tak boleh produce lagi video sebab saya nak tengok the 3 economic concept. How you relate the economic concept with the topic. Okay. Let's say we talk about the government allocate 2 million in the educations during the budget 2021. Okay. So the opportunity cost is that we have lack of budget in transportation. That's how we relate. Opportunity cost. Okay, class. That's how we do it. So kadang-kadang you relate tak pandai. That's why I want you to present first. How you relate that with your topic. Okay? When I'm happy with that, then you may produce the video for the economic concept. Okay, yang presentation tu saya rasa tak ada masalah dah sebab kita dah siap 2 progress report yang madam kebanyakannya madam agree with. Okay? Boleh? Anything want to ask? Boleh, okay? Kalau tak ada soalan, kita stop here je lah. 11:30 dah. Any question ya? Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.